In the past year, I've driven over 30 different cars without actually owning a single one. And I tried all different types of cars, from small sports cars all the way to moving trucks. And the most astonishing fact is that it actually cost me cheaper than owning a car. You know, if I said to you that I actually had 30 different partners within the past year, it's not really cool. But with the cars, I think it is. And you're probably asking right now, Diaz, how did you do it? And I'm gonna tell you right away that I understand that not all of you will be able to do the same thing as I did, since I have a unique situation with the area I live in, with an ability to not own a car at the moment, so please keep that in mind. And with this out of the way, let's find out how you can actually drive different cars, have those different experiences, and actually pay less than owning a car. And if you guys noticed, I bought a new LED lighting for my videos, so I hope you like it. So let's discuss 3 different methods that I used to drive different cars this year. Okay, so let's start with explaining what is car sharing. Car sharing is a service that allows people to rent cars for short periods of time, often by the hour or the day, as opposed to traditional car rental services that typically focus on daily or longer-term rentals. It's designed for those who need a vehicle on an occasional basis, but don't want to own a car themselves. You know, it's just like sharing a toilet with your college roommate, but better. Actually, much better. So if we talk about my experience, I've driven hatchbacks, sedans, minivans, pickup trucks, moving trucks, and even a compact sports car, as I told you. And I think that's the biggest winning point for car sharing, since you can actually use different types of cars for various activities. So for example, I used a moving truck 3 times or 4 times this year to actually move myself and some of my friends to a new apartment. And if me and my friends just want to go on a 3 or 4 day road trip, we can take an SUV for its practicality, functionality, and ability to haul many things and people. And look, I know that car sharing is not for everyone watching this video, since, you know, car sharing is not everywhere, especially in North America. I know that in Europe it's much more common to have car sharing services within the cities, but in North America, I think it's only maybe 10 cities, maybe more, that actually do have some really good options for car sharing, so please keep that in mind as well. Another advantage of car sharing is that usually you are just billed one time per use, and the price includes gas, maintenance, and insurance already, so you don't have to worry about it. As long as you keep the car clean and not damage it, you can expect to pay 0 extra fees outside of maybe a membership plan the car sharing company implements. This video is focused more on how to drive more different cars, but we'll explore all the pros and cons of car sharing against car ownership in the future videos. Some spoilers. I'm definitely planning on getting my own car later on, even though it may sound so far that I'm sold on car sharing. And I can already imagine a comment under this video. So you've been advocating for car sharing all this time, and now you say this? You're a liar! And I promise, we'll get to it. And I couldn't resist myself not to film this NA Miata, which looks so cool and cute. It is actually the first generation of Mazda's legendary Roadster, manufactured from 1989 to 1997. And now let's talk about car rentals. Wait, is it me from the future? Why am I wearing a different shirt? Oh my goodness. It's called filming in 2 different days due to time constraints. And why are you breaking the 4th wall? Anyways, let's get back to the actual video. When it comes to renting a car, there are several options available, each catering to different needs. The first one is Turo, that allows you to rent someone else's car on a daily rate. It offers a wide range of vehicles from everyday models to exotic cars. And the other option is traditional car rental companies. These companies have extensive fleets of vehicles with numerous locations worldwide, including airports and city centers. I personally prefer Turo, since you can actually select which car you want to drive, and commercial car rental companies most of the time will select the car for you, based on the availability of the location you're in and the class of the vehicle you've chosen. Turo is probably a more universal option for most of the people, since Turo is available pretty much everywhere. Let's quickly go over some pros and cons of Turo. So as I said, the biggest pro is that you have a very good selection of cars. And I think the second one is a very flexible pricing, which usually actually is less than traditional commercial car rental.
Cheaper than a shrink, that's for sure.
Some of the flaws of Turo compared to a commercial car rental is the reliability and consistency factor, because traditional car rental companies provide you with professional customer service, predictable vehicle conditions, and of course, standardized processes. And to put it more simply, you can expect from car rental companies that you will get your car on time, fully serviced and clean most of the time. While Turo cars, which are provided by private owners, may miss on those points because some of those owners could be not always professional. So please, be aware of this risk. And moreover, I personally know some people who are using Turo to test drive the cars they actually want to buy. Since most dealerships just allow you to take a car for half an hour drive, you can actually rent a car on Turo and know what it's like to live with the car for a couple of days.
Actually, I was hoping I could test drive it for about a week.
The third and last option on my list is families or friends' cars. And of course, I know what you think. No, it's not about stealing someone else's car. Please, only drive your family member's car or your friend's car with their permission. And I would also say that one of the prerequisites for this option is to actually prove to people that you're a good driver. So whenever I go to California to visit my family, I usually drive dad's cars. Since he's so tired of driving cars, whenever I come, he's just like, okay, you drive, I will just be a passenger. And I got lucky that my dad is also a car enthusiast, and he probably owned 30 plus cars in his life. And in the past year, I drove 2 of his cars. This Mazda CX-5 actually became my sister's car, so she kindly provided this footage for us, so shout out to her. And I truly enjoyed driving this car. It's so sporty for its segment. Its steering is very communicative, the ride is excellent, and transmission is very responsive. So I guess the pro is it's your dad's car, but the con is it's your dad's car.
It's gotta be a joke! No, you're just irresponsible, okay? This would never happen to your sister.
I think you got the point. So you're probably asking, why did you drive so many cars and you don't own one? And the simple answer is, I'm early in my career and I actually want to financially be ready to get my own first car. And I've been actually spending a lot of time on research on how much car can I afford. And this is gonna be a topic for one of my future videos as well. And for now, I enjoy less hassle without owning a car. Also, I can afford to not have a car right now since I commute to work using transit. I have so many grocery stores nearby I can actually just walk to. And as I said earlier, I have car sharing services right next to my door, so I can afford this. So it makes most financial sense for me right now to not own a car, but I'm definitely saving for this car. So the most obvious advice to drive different cars for people who have access to car sharing is just use car sharing. Probably 80 or 85% of the cars I've driven this year was from car sharing, so this is definitely the best method. For people with no access to car sharing, I suggest using Turo or car rentals. And of course, I understand it can get expensive to actually rent a Turo very frequently. So what I would suggest is to start with renting maybe once a month or once in 2 months. From my calculations, it usually costs around $100 to rent a Turo for 1 day. So yeah, just start with that and I'm pretty sure you will enjoy it and think it's worth it. And I would actually suggest the same for people who own a car at the moment but just use it for commuting to work, because maybe you're tired of driving the same car every day and you just want to try something new. It's also a great option. And I guess family and friends is the most unreliable option on this list, but still, it's doable. But please, be careful with other people's cars. Don't drive it like a maniac. Yes, I'm talking about you.
Yes, I am talking to you.
And if you're interested, this is the whole list of cars I've driven in my life, and 30 of them came from the last year. And I truly believe that there are so many benefits to be behind the wheel of different cars regularly, to improve your driving skill and enjoy cars even more. I think the more cars you drive, the better your understanding is which cars you actually like and what features you need the most. And I hope those 3 methods are gonna help you out to figure out those things without the hassle of owning a car. So if you enjoyed this video, Please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and as always, stay savvy, and I'll see you on the next ride.